Yeah, my name's Eric Peng. I'm a fourth year biochem major at UC Santa Barbara. I'm originally from San Francisco, California. My parents are from Guangzhou, China. This is my daily life in Santa Barbara.
I feel like the most important factor in my success right now in college is just my motivation. There are a lot of times where I feel like I don't really belong here. I feel like the people around me are a lot more smart than me. I feel that I'm just here because of chance, because of luck. But I always get reminded of my parents' sacrifices of raising their two kids here. Although we grew up in different circumstances, my parents' sacrifices for my sister and I is what literally drives me every single day to wake up and study as much as I can. Like, I don't want to overwork myself, but my parents overwork themselves while coming here, and I'm not burdened by the fact that they sacrifice a lot, but I keep in mind whenever I'm going through hard times. I think the strongest aspect of UCSB that you won't be able to experience unless you do go here is the sense of community here. All the students pride themselves on being a gaucho, and nobody really cares about where you came from because everybody's here for the same reason, which is to take advantage of the kick-ass education provided by the faculty members here. And not only are the academics very strong, it's that the people here are just a lot more nice, and it's just a lot more chill here. It's more laid back. I'm taking summer classes right now, so what I usually do is I make a cup of coffee in the morning. I study afterwards until noontime. Around noon, I make myself lunch. The lunch is kind of underwhelming because most of the time it's instant ramen. After that, I'm going to attend a lecture for human physiology. After that, I'll go into research. Right now, I'm researching protein and biophysics, how our stabilization of various protein domains or just model proteins affected by artificial surfaces. I am currently being paid to work in my lab, so I get stipends at the end of every quarter to work in a research lab. In my junior year, I was a Gorman Scholar. It's basically a year-long scholarship provided for students who want to pursue an academic research career. Right now, I'm being funded by the Jean and Susan Lucas Scholarship. It's basically a scholarship for first-generation students who are currently researching in a lab.
Awesome.
After I'm done with researching, I'm just gonna work out. After working out, I'm gonna go surf with some of my boys. After surfing, I'm just gonna study until I sleep. Yeah, so the one thing I really struggled with when going to college was balancing my day. Because I feel like at such a fun environment, there's too little hours in a day to accommodate for what you want to do. So I like to make sure that I have long-term goals, but also short, manageable, and realistic goals that will build up to that long-term goal.
Nice.
So as of right now, my long-term goal for a while has been to perform really well in the OChem final. So what I've been doing is that I set up regular study schedules every single day in my logbook over here. Basically what I do is I make sure I write down a specific part of studying that I want to accomplish, and that specific part is definitely manageable within one day. And when I do finish it, I cross it off physically from my journal. That gives me a sense of satisfaction. If I don't make it, it's not too bad because I leave a little buffer room for every successive day.
Nice.
And I schedule my weeks and quarterly to build up to that one main goal, which is, of course, to take to OChem final. So if you look through my logbook over here, I have every single day of a week planned out. I put the specific tasks that I put in there, and then after I'm done with it, I just scratch it out. And that's basically how I perform each single day for studying. In terms of leaving time for leisure activities, I think it's fundamental to have a good balance between your academic life and your leisure life. Because, yeah, I'm a student here, but I'm also a human, and I need time to relax and decongest each day. Usually, I also plan out times that I socialize with friends. So it all builds up accordingly.
Cool, thank you so much. So what is next on your agenda?
Next on my agenda is to start studying.
All right, cool. Let's do it. Wait, where are we going?
We're going to physio right now.
Okay.
In physiology. In biochemistry because I thought it would be like an easier version of biochemistry. It's really not. It's more like you put the hard parts of chemistry and the hard parts of biology and you put it into one topic. It's fun. A really peculiar thing about the bioengineering building is that it has a lot of open space. So you're kind of forced to talk to different scientists of different disciplines while working here. It also has air conditioning, so it's really nice. Finish some really quick number crunching, so I'm going to work out. Yeah, so I came from an area, I came from a high school where there were actually a lot of first generation students. Number one, people who graduated from high school, and number two, going to college for their first time. But I think there's a lot of family pressure necessary to go back home to help out with, let's say, some jobs. Because I used to help my dad out with construction, and that's just to ease the burden on him. And like over the summer when I still go home, when I do have free time, I choose to help my dad out in construction because that's the least I can do for them. So coupled with the idea that there's not really mentorship from your parents, and you also need to help support your home because you're still an adult at that point. College doesn't become a priority anymore. Having an education is not a priority anymore. So it's kind of hard as a first generation student.
Absolutely. Thank you for your input. Thank you for sharing. So I guess we want to end this off with one last question, and that would be, what advice can you give to first-gen students who are looking at colleges?
Yeah, my personal advice for first generation students. Well, this comes with a personal story. I used to blame my parents for how hard college was. I was totally shocked by just the difficulty of balancing your education along with your well-being. And I thought because my parents didn't have the experience to share with me, I thought that I was in a very... the odds were stacked against me. But I've come to realize that I'm entirely grateful for my parents, because without them I wouldn't be where I am right now. So my advice is, although your parents might not be a really great source of mentorship when getting into college and throughout your college career, I want you to realize that there are so many more people who are willing to devote their time and experiences to you. Because a really great thing about college is that you're not the only person going through the same college career. There are many people who have walked your paths beforehand who are more than willing to help you out. I have experienced so much great mentorship from postdocs, from faculty members, even from peers that were older than me, even by just 1 year. There's so many opportunities around you, so many resources to take advantage of. So it's not too difficult to find a sense of mentorship from others other than your parents. And of course, your parents are trying or hoping for your best in college. So, I mean, just do your best. And if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask people for help.